Hey guys, so in this video we're going to look at the surface area of a cone. So what I've done is I've drawn a cone and it came out to look like this glow-in-the-dark wizard hat. So in this scenario I will be landing UFOs, I will be landing unidentified flying objects using this glow-in-the-dark cone. So I need to know the surface area because I need to know how much material I'm going to need in order to make this cone so that I can land my UFO. So when we look at this, we've got a triangle and a circle basically combined together. So if we think about it, there's not going to be many ways that we would actually think of intuitively that actually allow us to kind of think of ways to calculate the surface area. So when we're talking surface area, we're saying if we flattened out the shape, how much space would this shape actually take up? And if we break it apart, we can kind of think about it in two ways. So I'm just highlighting down here. At the bottom we'd have a circle in red, and then on the top we'd have this kind of cone bit. So the cone bit's not going to be a circle, it's not going to be a square, it's not going to be a triangle. So the actual top part of this shape is going to look something like this. So imagine that if we rolled it up so that that edge touched that edge, then it would be a pointy cone. And then on the bottom we're going to have this circle. And this circle would be done in red. So we've got this circle and then this bit, and if we match up the edges of this to the circle, then it's going to form this cone. So we know how to work out the area of the circle. It's this shape here which we are concerned with. So this, if we look at it, we could kind of say that it's part of a circle. You know, we might put it down here, and hey presto, it actually would be part of the circle. We know how to work out the area of a whole circle, but we don't yet know how to work out the area of this part of a circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to work out the area of the two shapes separately, so the circle down the bottom, and then the part of the circle up the top, and then we're going to add them together, and this will give us the total surface area of a cone, and we'll know how much material we'll need to actually buy to build this cone. So for our example, let's say that the center of the circle is here. We have the radius of the circle is equal to 25 centimeters, and the length of this sloping side here is going to be 100 centimeters, or 1 meter. So if we want to convert the radius into meters, we divide it by 100 centimeters, and that's going to give us 0.25 meters. So we would divide it by 100 centimeters, and it will give us 0.25 meters. Okay, so this shape here, it's part of a circle. So we actually call it a segment, and we give it some fairly specific terminology. So this edge here, from here to here, we call it a sector. So this is a sector, and it will be noted as S, and this part here, from as point A to point B, we call this an arc. So this is a sector, and this is an arc. But we can kind of forget arcs at the minute. In order to work out the area of this shape here, now I'll get rid of this circle down the bottom. In order to work out the area of this shape up the top, we have a general form formula which allows us to do it. So if we think about this just logically, this side here is going to be this side here. So these two sides are the same. So we'll know that the length of this sector here, or this sector here, on our two-dimensional shape is going to be 1 meter. We also know that this circle has a radius when we fold it up, which is the same as the radius. So this cone, if we were to roll it completely up, it's going to have a radius which is the same as the radius of our bottom item, so our bottom circle. So we can say that we have a sector length equal to 1 meter. So the sector length is equal to 1 meter, and the radius is going to be equal to 0.25 meters, which we worked out before. And then remember we have this constant pi, which we use a lot when we talk about circles, so that is the circumference divided by the diameter of a circle, and for any circle it's equal to 3.14, and it's a ratio, so it has no units. So when we're working out this area of our flattened out cone, we actually have a formula which we can use, which we're not going to derive, we're just going to use it. And it says the total surface area of our segment is going to be equal to pi multiplied by the radius of our bottom multiplied by the length of our sector. So if we apply this, it says that we know that we have our sector length, our radius, and our pi. So pi is equal to 3.14, our radius is equal to 0.25, and our sector length is going to be 1, and these are meters. So 1 meter, 0.25 meters, and 1 meter. So we know that we have 3.14 times 0.25 times 1. So that's going to come out and it's going to give us 0.7850. And then we have our units of meters times meters, so meters squared. So we can say that the total area of this shape here is going to be 0.7850 meters squared. Then the next thing we're concerned with is actually drawing and working out the area of our circle, because we said that this shape was composed of two parts. It's going to be a bottom part and it's going to be a top part. So we have a bottom circle. So we next want to work out the area of this bottom circle. So I'll do that in red. So the bottom circle. We know that this circle here has a radius of 0.25 meters. And we know that when we're working out the area of a circle, so the area of a circle is equal to pi times by the radius squared. So to do this, we just say, well, pi is not going to change, it's still going to be 3.14, and our radius is just 0.25 meters squared. So this is going to be 3.14 multiplied by 0.25 meters squared, and that's going to come out and give us 0.1963, and we have the units of meters and they are squared. So I know that the area of our bottom part is 0.1963 meters squared, the area of our top part of the cone is 0.7850. So in order to work out the total surface area of our flattened out shape, or our total surface area of our cone, all we then need to do is take this and add them together. So the way we do that, we say 0.7850 was the area of the cone part plus 0.1963, which was the area of our circle on the bottom, and this is going to give us our total surface area of the cone. So the total surface area of the cone is just going to be 0.9813 meters squared. We have the units meters squared, remember, because this is in meters squared and this is in meters squared. We're talking about 2 dimensions because we're talking about the flattened out shapes into 2 dimensions. So if I actually want to build one of these things, I need less than 1 meter squared of material, which is fantastic because the shop sells fabric by meters squared. So I only need to buy one. So that's how we work out the total surface area of a cone. I'll put some examples out on this for you guys. Thank you.